Hello, Prinny here, back with another video. Last time we did a special challenge mode that was like a fresh start, and today I'm going to look over some of the Pokemon that um, I like to use. Actually, I was thinking more of doing sort of the same sort of party last time, so I did, I think, Chikorita, Brokey, and um, Scorbunny. But of course, you know, can't add any more Pokemon, right? Well, I've saved up some candy for these Pokemon previously, so reduce the cost of Chikorita and Scorbunny, and now we got 2 extra slots. Now, I figure I might as well go ahead and talk a bit about some of the characters, some of my favorites. Um, some of these are things I'm working on. Um, I'd actually like to bring Gimme Gold, so he would fill up my slots. What's great about Gimme Gold is it's the only Pokemon in the game that has this happy hour that doubles the amount of prize money received after battle. And he also, when he evolves, he's a strong Pokemon with useful abilities. One being Make It Rain, which is a strong steel attack that generates money. It will actually hit both enemy Pokemon into doubles, and then each hit will generate money. Those two combined, it's a great way to afford items. Uh, the nice thing about Happy Hour is that you only have to use it once per wave. So, like, you get a trainer battle. If you are able to use it during that trainer battle, then it'll stay active for the wild Pokemon you fight afterwards until you get to the next trainer or other event that would reset it. So I'm thinking about adding him. One of my biggest go-to is Nick Kit. You can see I've upgraded his cost twice, uh, making it 0.25. So it was originally the cost of 1, which kind of surprising considering how good the Pokemon is. First off, um, it starts off with Beat Up. Beat Up is, with a full party, it's like flamethrower power. If I remember correctly, the power starts at like 10 or 20 um, per hit and goes up um, as your Pokemon get stronger. Although it's a physical attack, and this Pokemon is more of a special attack sweeper. You're looking at its stats, it's not too impressive. Um, it's got decent speed, it's usable speed, but for a strong attacker, you wouldn't think so. But it has this ability, Stakeout, does double damage to a Pokemon target that has just switched into battle. So it can do more damage than you'd think. But the real kicker is this Magician ability. Combined with Beat Up, each hit will steal a held item. And since Pokemon can have multiple held items late in a run, it's not surprising to have like 6 items that um, Nick Kit will be able to steal all of them. And this egg move is really good as well. Batty Beat lets it does damage and provide a physical wall, reducing damage by half. Mystic Fire is a move I wish I could take with me, and sometimes I've considered doing it. It's just hard to find a slot for it because it does good fire damage and lowers the target special attack guaranteed, which is really good on the final Boston Classic. Sparkly Swirl is great for maintaining your party, does good damage, and will heal all your Pokemon, even the Pokemon that are not in battle, of their stats conditions. And Make It Rain, starting off this ability, is a good way to generate money. I point out that Gimme Gold starts to make it rain, but it's like around level 50, so you gotta go for quite a while without it if you don't have another Pokemon that has it. Beedrill is a really strong Pokemon. It's one of two Pokemon that is able to Mega Evolve despite having a base cost of 1. I was lucky enough to get Shiny for it as well. Um, One of the nicest thing about it, in addition to its price, is that Beedrill evolves at like level 10. And at level 10, although his attack and speed isn't the greatest for a final evolution, is really good at level 10. So he can be dominating for quite a while, and one of his useful ability that lets him get a little bit more use later is Fell Stinger. You kill a Pokemon with this, you get 3 levels of attack boost. With its passive adaptability given a boost, and Sniper can be helpful. It's a Mega Evolution instead gets a Tinted Lens, and you can see it's got crazy base stats: 150 for attack, 150, 145 for speed, and only 15 for special attack, which is not going to use. The only special attack he gets is like Venoshock, which if you like using that move, that'd be a bit unfortunate, but you definitely want to get the speed and the attack boost. Pretty fragile, but as long as he goes first, it goes first and kills. That's all you need. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to use Victory Dance, although it's definitely a good move, increasing attack and speed stats. You kind of don't want your Mega Beedrill taking any hits. I don't know if it'll be able to survive. I mean, its special defense is decent enough, but its HP and regular normal defense is pretty low. And 1,000 arrows, that's kind of surprising. This is like a neat ground attack that hits air Pokemon and then knocks them to the ground. And you know, there's a lot of flying Pokemon that levitating Pokemon in the game. So, you know, flying type is like one of the most common secondary types. So there's a lot of electric and fire type Pokemon that would be weak to ground if not for the fact that they were flying or floating. Poison Pokemon, so there's a lot of good coverage that ground has. And limits one of its biggest weakness. So he's overall good. The other Pokemon that can make it evolve is Pidgey, and you'd think Pidgeot would be stronger than Beedrill, and in terms of stats, which is really important the way stats work in this game, you can see that compared to Beedrill, it has more speed, a little bit less attack. But here's the problem. All of its eggs moves is designed to be used by Mega Pidgey, because Mega Pidgeot, for some reason, they decide to switch it from a physical attacker, well, mainly a split, like the special attack was only 70 before, but it goes from 70 special attack to 135, and its speed is not quite as good either for compared to Mega Beedrill, though overall it has a bit more bulk, so it's more likely to survive a hit. But the big thing is that it gains no guard as well. It always hits with a low active move, which most of these are, like Boom Burst. You know, it is a strong one, but it also hits your allies, so Bleakwood, Storm, Focus Blast are both low accuracy, strong attacks that really shine once you're able to Mega Evolve Pidgeot. So you're in this awkward position where you don't really want those moves on Pidgeot. You don't want to get them in case you're able to Mega Evolve uh, Pidgeot. So compared to just having a Beedrill that slowly gets worse over time until it Mega Evolves versus Pokemon that's awkward to use until you Mega Evolve, I'd go for this. Plus, you know, having the higher attack and speed. I think I'm gonna add him. Um, Skit is a good Pokemon, but I've realized, especially with that Pollen Puff, but I've realized that there's just other Pokemon that are probably better, but it still has some good stuff. First off, of course, you got Bouncy Bubble and this ability, Water Bubble, which doubles the power of water type moves. By default, Skirt doesn't have many water moves, but though it can get them from TM. But the weird thing is when it evolves, it becomes Bug Flying, losing its water. So that water bubble is really important if you want to use water moves with it. It actually has a high special attack, so if water bubble, um, it can do really good damage. Though, fortunately, while this is a good attack, it doesn't really have any real strong water. You have to Surf, of course, is a good one. But you actually can go in a different direction because it actually... So, a lot of Pokemon that learn Soak, that lets them turn a Pokemon into water type, doesn't have any moves that are effective against water. A Masquerain actually does have Giga Drain. You can have it come out and give it a Pokemon water type, which loses their same type bonus and makes them weak to Giga Drain. And if you have other Pokemon with Giga Drain, I feel like it'd be really good, effective against bosses. And also, it has Quiver Dance and Baton Pass, so he's got like multiple options. It's just that base speed can kind of struggle in the late game. If you use it, you probably want to have it have a speed nature and so forth. But the reason why it's kind of difficult to use them is because you got the Shelmet. Shelmet evolves to a Selgor, which has a whopping 145 speed. So it's as fast as Mega evolved Pidgeot, which you can get as soon as you get a link cable item. And special attack 100 is pretty good. But it also has this Protean passive, which makes it like the cheapest Pokemon Protean that is also have the stats to really use it. Like I believe there's also like Chameleon. It's also 2 stars, but it's kind of mediocre stats. Yeah, Earth Pal to turn ground type against electric Pokemon. rock against normal type. Nasty plot to really boost its special attack. It's got some good selection to move. Although you can actually kind of use both of them if you wanted to. Because it also has Giga Drain, so you could have Masquerain, do Soak, and then I do Giga Drain. I don't want to talk about all these Pokemon right now. I think, Net Kit. I had this weird save bug, so I'm going to have to reset my natures, because I had to reset my... delete my cookies. Ditto is good because it's cheap and able to take on... reflect the Pokemon against them, and then with the passive ability, adaptability, potentially outdamage them. And unique to this game is, if you might be familiar with like Silver Powder, I think it's called. It's basically doubles Ditto's defense, and there's another similar one that doubles its speed, but it was useless in the normal games because once he transforms, he doesn't keep that bonus. But in this one, he does. So if you get those items, you can transform to the Pokemon and have double the defense and double the speed that it's copying. The downside is that always, when it ever transforms, it keeps its 48 HP, which is really low. So if it's Pokemon that does physical damage, you know, that kind of cancels out a bit. But if it's a Pokemon that does special damage, you might find you a situation where even with the adaptability boost, they might be doing more damage to you than them. But still, being able to get, like, if you don't have a Pokemon that can really deal with it, being able to switch to Ditto, and then with its hidden ability, Imposter, become them, then outspeed them. Pretty nice. And it also, one of the things they add is Sketch, which you can't really use as Imposter unless you get hit with something that cancels its Imposter ability. This time I'll go ahead and add him. I feel like I forgot to mention, last time I mentioned that Chikorita will get a Mega Evolution in the future. It actually has the ability that lets it use whenever it uses a move that's boosted by Harsh Sun, it'll be able to be boosted regardless of the weather. Solar Beam won't require a charge turn. Growth will boost by 2 levels, etc. I think speed would be the best boost for Chikorita. What I have available. Probably good enough start. Generally speaking, I'm a big fan of speed. Only with someone who's like has such high speed that it becomes kind of irrelevant. And even then, speed's never a bad pick. You never know when you're going to run into someone who just happens to be faster. Pijo's a Pokemon that if you don't Mega Ball, you definitely want a speed boost, but I just haven't unlocked one yet. Bad luck, so we'll go to Axe Special Defense. I really want Mystic Fire, but if I don't give it baddie bad, it won't have any real strong dark moves, and plus, like beat up, it's a good move, but it's just not a physical attacker. Don't think I have any other Pokemon that really reduces special attacks, so maybe I need to exception this time. I found Eddie beat. Bad, I mean. Now, Ditto's stats doesn't really matter too much, but generally speaking, but it's possible it's possible to be neutralized by a Pokemon, in which case you definitely would want speed to transform faster. Though normally I try not to use it. Well, I need to switch this back to Stake Out. Okay, I think that's okay. Before loading this, I set my settings, but I didn't have the speed as much as I did previously. It's kind of bugging me. Now this time I didn't take Pokemon's Pokerus, so this might still end up being a disaster because I normally do. Kind of wanted to show off some of my more favorite Pokemon rather than just picking one that, because it's random and it's only once did I get a Pokemon that I like to use have it. Let's do some switching to get some friendship points. So 160, which is enough to buy like 4 potions at this point in the game. Half of that to refill my ether. Chikorita always learn synthesis. I think Nicket's the one's gonna need more help with attack. I think it also evolves fairly early. Once you get 2 lures on basic rounds, you are guaranteed to get a double battle, even for normal trainers. The normal trainers are trainers that aren't gym leaders or part of one of the, like, Team Rocket or whatever. Weedle a little bit if I can. This is a good ticket. It doesn't help me much during the run. Go for it. Oops. So sometimes I have difficulty following my advice. You don't want to save too much on money to where you're ignoring items because the money you earn now will have less value later since items both get more expensive and you require more expensive items to heal your Pokemon up. That's good enough for just one more battle. The danger to do this sort of constant switching is that you might not be able to get the levels. But I'm hoping that the money that I get to spend on rerolls will let me get EXP charms and EXP share early, which will definitely make up for it, and then some. See? Although that didn't require a reroll. I forgot to mention the double thing doesn't have enough. You need to have triple lure to guarantee double on the boss, which is usually worth it because that's your best chance of getting rare Pokemon. Certain Pokemon will only show up as a boss on a biome. That's that early evolution I'm talking about. I'm not a big fan of high jump kick where you take damage if you miss, but it's really good. I don't necessarily need two fighting moves, but ooh, that's a good item. Snarl is a good move. It hits all opposing Pokemon and guarantees a attack down. If it wasn't for Mystic Fire, good alternative prior to unlocking it, but I don't really need it. So maybe I should reconsider. $55. 5. Already got fire Pokemon, so having a solid dark move that can lower special attack important. I just realized I used that item to increase Nitkit's attack when it's not a special attacker. That was kind of silly. Fairy Cut is a good sweeper move until you get Fell Stinger. There, Metal Powder. There's one reason I keep switching is because I keep getting both the stats down as well, and they'll stack up if you don't switch. Haven't gotten a map yet. Oops, forgot to that one up. Oops, I did it again. At this point, we're already at 19. Okay, we might be fighting a gym leader here. Okay, I end up going to a place I don't really want to go anyways. Got a lot of spray moves as it is. We got on the 8 gacha. Go ahead and do a 10 pull on this one. Show it off. The point I'm at, like, only the epics really interest me. Of course, I could always get a good shiny or egg move from one of these eggs, but if I want to fill out my decks, I need to get epics and legendaries. Which I'm probably gonna die. Still might be able to handle it. That's a timing evolution. you probably could really some egg moves. Let's buy an egg. See, this guy has a lot of fairies, and the amount of eggs you get depends on which base stats of the Pokemon. I mean the base cost of the Pokemon. So Beedrill, 5 rare eggs, and I think Bug is neutral, and Poison is resistance to Fairy type. Though I've only got Poison Sting, so he should be the best one still. Double damage for stab. Better off just going for attack order. I didn't realize Bug. Ooh, Fire Punch. That's not good. I should have done Fury Cutter. I could really build up. This isn't good. I'm basically dead unless it misses and I happen to be faster. Now I could cheat and reload the save. Do that. I try not to normally do that, but I like the free eggs. The permanent boost and I technically did win, or I guess it doesn't make any sense what I just said. I just made the wrong choice with my first attack. I believe if I had just done Fury Cut from the beginning. Wow. That was even worse. I don't think Bayleaf would have done any better, so I just gotta accept that. I just had a bad matchup. I would take the Great Ball, but I'm fighting a trainer. I really want to hit a revive. Also need to level up Nicklet. Level up next level. There we go. I guess it loads up 18. I forgot if it loaded up at 17 or 18. I just realized that I had a Mystic Water. I didn't kill the one that actually had it. I assumed I was gonna kill it anyway, so that's why I switched out Nickit. This is where it starts getting hard if I don't get enough XP charm, because, well, Swamp will be easy. I'll start running into, to get the Graveyard, I'll start running into harder trainers. Okay. Right now I'm at an hour for a video, so I'll go ahead and pause here and get another video. I continue this run. Try to catch that lamprey. Well, thank you for watching, and have a great day.